Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping videos on the channel, which is daily. And now on to the topic of this video, and it's another one of my guide to battle videos. And today in this one, we're going to be focusing on tactical might and tactical resistance. So let's just have a quick look at a battle video to see what these are going to be, how these are going to be impacting on the battle, what they're going to be showing up in the battle report. So when we go into a battle report, click on unit attributes, and you can see the third icon down here is tactical might. This affects the damage dealt by skills. So this is your hero skills, what you're going to find from their damage producing skills on their skills 2, 5 and 8, not the basic attack damage that your troops are doing. And then the fourth icon down is tactical resistance, and this affects damage taken from skills. So effectively, the higher your tactical might, the more damage your hero skills will do. The higher your tactical resistance, the better your defense will be, the less damage you will take from your opponent's hero skills. Now, similar to HP, you're going to see that the values for tactical might and resistance are considerably less compared to when we look at things like combat speed, attack power and normal basic resistance. So you're going to see most of these figures for players are anything from around 60% all the way up to 120, 125%, depending on the troop gear, their technology and their class cards that they've got active. So you can see, if we click on my 85% here, I am getting the value of this attribute from 3 different areas: class, equipment and technology. 15% from my class, 50%, so the vast majority from equipment, and then 20% from technology. And then when we look at tactical resistance, just slightly lower, 80%, and I'm getting 10% from my class, 50% again from equipment, and 20% from technology. So let's have a look at these 3 elements in order. So first off, we will have a look at class. Now, you're going to have to be a raider, so it's another reason to choose raider class, guys, if you want to take advantage of the extra tactical might and resistance that's available in your class manual. So if we're in the Siege Master class manual here, and we're going to scroll down to this area here. So right next to Fast Learner 2, we have the first 3 cards that affect tactical might or tactical resistance, and this is Stand United 1, Focus Cover 1 and Beaufort Synchronization 1. So these 3 are relatable to, each one is relatable to a single troop type. So Stand United is for footmen, Focus Cover is for archers, and your Beaufort Synchronization is for cavalry. And if you max out each one of these, then they're going to give you a total of 5% extra tactical might. So those are the first 3 cards that will have any impact in your manual. And then as we scroll down, next up are these 3 cards here. So Charge Preparation, Single Cover 1 and Defensive Zone 1. Charge Preparation again is for your footmen, Single Cover is for your archers, Defensive Zone is for your cavalry. These ones relate to tactical resistance. It's the only card in the manual that does relate to tactical resistance, and they're going to give you a maximum, once you've maxed them out, a maximum of 10% extra tactical resistance. So it's a really valuable buff for you. And then there are 3 more cards available that will also give you additional tactical might, and they're here. That this is Stand United 2, Focus Cover 2 and Beaufort Synchronization 2. So again, footmen, archers, cavalry, and this time these cards are going to give you, if you max them out, up to 10% extra tactical might. So available in the Raider class manual, you can get an extra 15% tactical might and 10% extra tactical resistance. Of course, you're going to need to go into your card use tab and select those cards in the income positions or in the general position if you're going to use one down there. So you can see that I do have Beaufort Synchronization 2, 1 and the Defensive Zone card all active in my income positions. So I'm getting that extra 15% tactical might and 10% extra tactical resistance for my cavalry. And I'm choosing that because cavalry are my dominant troop type in my account. So that is the options that are available for you from your class manual, the Raider class manual. Next up, let's have a look at gear. So you would have seen on that report that gear dominates the majority of the percentage towards these attributes. So let's have a look. And each actual gear type has a different contribution in terms of the value. So you can see from the list here that Steel Cavalry, it's going to contribute 50% extra tactical might and tactical resistance. So it's an evenly split contribution to both elements. And you can see that you're getting the extra tactical might from 2 different items and the tactical resistance from 2 different items. So it's going to be important for you to work on all of these elements in your gear sets. And of course, these values relate to gold gear sets, guys. Next up, we have the Wanderer for your archers, and archers are traditionally known to be the most offensive troop type, and that is reflected in the values that you gain from their gear. So there you are going to buff your tactical might by 60%. You're getting 2 lots of 30% from the accessory and the armor. And then you're just getting 2 lots of 20% of tactical resistance from the amulet and the helmet. Then we move on to Dreadnought, which is of course the footman gear type. And again, as you would expect, footmen are traditionally the most defensive troop type, and that is again reflected in the attributes we're gaining from their gear. So you're only getting an extra 40% tactical might from the armor and the accessory, so 2 lots of 20%, and then you're getting 2 lots of 30%, so a total of 60% from the amulet and the helmet on the Dreadnought gear type. So that is going to boost your effectively. So if you look at this, your cavalry are the most balanced troops. Your archers are the best attacking with their skills, and obviously the footmen are the best defensively at absorbing skill damage. That's how these different these different skill sets are based on. And then when we look at Dragon gear, of course, this is the premium gear set in the game. You have to save up your Super Dragonite, use a lot of gold gears. So as expected, this does give additional boosts. So all those other 3 are only giving you a total of 100% boost to both of the stats. But with Dragon gear, you're going to get a total of 140% extra boost. And this again is split evenly. 2 lots of 70%, so an extra 70% tactical might, an extra 70% tactical resistance. That is a considerable addition to the previous amounts. You're basically increasing your totals, overall totals, by about 25% by having a full set of Dragon gear. So it can be a really, really valuable addition to your legions, guys. So it's definitely just another reason why you want to be trying to work towards your Dragon gear. And now, there are actually 2 gear sets that give even larger buffs than the Dragon gear, and that is the Tyrant gear for footmen and the Immortal gear for archers. And again, similar to the Wanderer and the Dreadnought gears, these are angled to boost the strengths of these troop types. So the Tyrant gear for footmen is going to give you an extra 60% tactical might, but it's going to give you an extra 90% tactical resistance. So the most tactical resistance you can gain in the game would be if you had a set of footmen with Tyrant gear applied, and you were getting an extra 90% boost from the gear, you were getting an extra 20% boost from your research, and an extra 10% boost from that raider card. And then for the Immortal gear, it's going to give you that big boost for your tactical might. So 90% extra tactical might, 2 lots of 45%, and 1 lot of 60% for tactical resistance. And then the most tactical might that you can obtain in the game is 125%. If you had a set of archers with a set of Immortal gear applied to them, equipped with them, they'd be getting 90% boost from the gear, 20% from the research, and then 15% from those 2 different cards in your class manual. So that is all of the different boosts that you can get from the different gear sets. Obviously, it's going to take a long time to acquire the materials for Tyrant and Immortal gear, and you just have, even though they are giving a slight bigger boost on the strengths of the troop type, people would, I'm sure most experienced top level players would still agree that Dragon Master gear is giving you that flexibility to run mixed troop types, which can actually give you better results anyway, and you're still getting that good balance between attack and defense with it. So for me, I'd still say that Dragon Master gear is going to be the top rated gear when it comes to tactical might and resistance. Okay, now we have research. So you would have seen that there was the 20% added for both tactical might and resistance from research, and this is available in your Master Warfare research, and it's this section here in between paralysis and battle scar. So this first top line of 3 is the strike researchers. This is for footmen, archers, and cavalry, so you have to do them individually again, and they are going to give you an extra 20%. So for some reason the devs have worded this cavalry skill might, when it obviously this is actually, if you just substitute the word skill for tactical, it is extra tactical might. That's going to give you an extra 20%. And then this next section of 3 is obviously the tactical resistance. So you can see you've got footmen, archers, and cavalry again, and each one is going to give you an extra 20%. It's 20 segments, so you get an extra 1% each time you do a segment. So that will give you an extra 20% skill resistance, tactical resistance. So those are all the elements where you can obtain additional tactical might and resistance through your class, the gear, and research. Now there are actually a couple of heroes that have skills that do impact on tactical might and resistance as well. There's just the 2 heroes in the game. They're both archer heroes, and the first one is Elk. Now Elk, on his 5th skill, Volley, it's a combat skill, effective range of 5, and it requires 1 turn of prep, and it's just a 35% chance. It's going to deal some damage to all 3 random enemy squads, and then the description at the end, it will also lower their might, resistance, tactical might, and tactical resistance by 38%, lasting for 1 turn. So it's impacting on all 3 of the enemy squads, so that's good. So it's a strong debuff, and it's reducing their tactical might and resistance by 38%, which is a significant figure. So this is a really good debuff, even though, again, because it's a combat skill and it's reasonably low chance, it's probably going to activate maybe 2 or 3 times in a battle if you're lucky. So you're not going to see this in effect a lot. But that is the first hero specific skill that does have the words tactical might and resistance included in it. And then the second hero to talk about is the Tarantula. So Tarantula is the SX2 archer hero, and on her 8th skill, Evasive Tactics, she also has elements of this skill that impact on tactical might and resistance, and in this case it's actually a buff to her. So this is a status skill, it impacts on her squad only, and during combat the self squad has a chance to obtain one of the following random bonuses. So it can either restore some troops, so troop recovery, increase might, resistance, tactical might, or tactical resistance by 60%, or it will reduce damage taken by 40%. So there are 6 different elements to this skill. Each turn, you will obtain one of those elements. So it's just random. So 8 turns in a battle, you've got 8 chances to obtain one of those 6 elements, of which one of the elements would increase your tactical might by 60%, and one of the elements will increase your tactical resistance by 60%. So this is a huge buff on those abilities. And when you also think that Tarantula does do some really good damage from her 2nd and 5th skill, if she was getting that boost in extra tactical might on the same turns that her skill 2 and skill 5s were activating, then she could be doing a lot of damage in that battle for you. But of course it's all down to chance. It's only a 1 in 6 chance that element is going to activate, and then you're also relying on one of her skills to activate again, and her skill 2 is only 30% and her skill 5 is only 35%. So it's actually, when you kind of factor in all of those elements, it's probably a small percentage chance that it's going to have an impact for you. And the other thing to think about with these, both that debuff from Elk and Tarantula buffing herself, is that actually there's no way, other than if you were really keeping an eye on the figures, there's no visual indicator to show that debuff is happening or this buff is happening from Tarantula. For Tarantula on her 8th skill, the only way you know if anything's happened, the only way you can know if any element of it has been activated is when her recovery skill activates, because it does show the troop recovery figure. If it's any of the other 5 elements in that skill which have been selected for that turn, you're not going to know. So unless you were really, really studying the figures, it's going to be very hard to work out. So those are the other 2 heroes as well that have tactical might or tactical resistance included in skill descriptions for them. So there we go, guys. That is everything on tactical might and tactical resistance. It is very important when you relate it to heroes like Living Saint, for instance, or maybe Jade Eagle, heroes that have high damage skills, or they're using a lot of combat skills in their skill set, you're going to want to try and make sure that you do have as high tactical might as possible. It's less crucial for maybe heroes such as Rosen and Immortal and Spectral Reaper, heroes that are more focused on basic attacks, for instance. Then it's not so key, for instance. So maybe I would suggest, if you were you only had one set of Dragon Master gear, for instance, you might want to think about which set of heroes you're going to use that gear with, because it's going to give you that boost on the tactical might and tactical resistance. You want to be using the hero, the combination of heroes that can actually take the most advantage out of that boost. So that's just something for you to think about, guys. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do click on that like, and of course, if you have any comments about tactical resistance or tactical might, have any of you out there actually done a full set of Tyrant or Immortal gear and used it in action and got benefited from those extra boosts? How have you found that? Or for those of you that are running Dragon Master gear and have got those extra benefits, are you really seeing them take effect in battles? I'd be interested to hear from you. Of course, if you have any questions, please do pop them in the comment section below. And if you could please share this video and my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, and through line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be very much appreciated. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.